So we're going to start off with William from Naughty Chicken Biscuits. How's it going?
That's good. Yeah, I like that. By the way, I haven't heard that one before. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's going good. Should I just go ahead and kind of say what I'm calling about?
Hit us with it. Lay down what you're working with.
Cool. So I did call earlier. Hopefully, people aren't sick of hearing me yet. But I am kind of going through this investigative journey, if you will, of my belief in God, and um, I was just on with Matt and Eric, and I'm trying to go through some questions that I have, which I have not really. I'll put it this way: um, questions that I used to kind of use as reasons, like good reasons for why I believe in God, but I am genuinely trying to have them challenged now. And so my first question is, uh, I'm trying to understand kind of what the rationale could be behind there being such a commonly shared intuition of the existence of God among so many people, and with so many like corroborating intuitions. I'll say not experiences because everyone has different experiences, but this intuition that it is some kind of God that they've experienced seems to be really common and widespread. And I'm just wondering if that is a reason at all. I'll say maybe not necessarily a good reason, but well, no, I guess I should say good reason. Is that a good reason to believe that a God is plausible? Put it that way.
That's a good question. Yeah, John,
Um,
you're the boy today. Do you want to start off?
yeah. So you're asking if it's a good reason to believe in a God if there's a lot of people that also believe in a God?
Well,
Sorry, is
like
that what you're
I
saying?
guess tuition or intuition, I think is the key word there for me. That there's so many people who have this intuition that they've experienced uh, God, and it might not even be the same God, but that like some kind of creator, ultimately that they've experienced.
Right.
I'm just yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't see human intuition has notably been wrong in the past, and so I guess I don't understand why it would all of a sudden become trustworthy just because there's this common thread amongst people in societies, like just because I guess maybe this is I was trying to pin like what kind of logical problem this is actually posing, and that's I feel like this maybe is like a
Close to the bandwagon.
um yeah, ban appeal like an ad populum sort of argument. I guess is where I'm kind of going with it.
Yeah.
I think
Okay. That's. I mean. Oh,
the
sorry.
thing that I would say, because like you can try to say like, well, people have intuition about like, it's bad to kill babies, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's an argument ad. The key is argumentum ad populum, the bandwagon fallacy. It can't be the only thing you're rocking with. Saying, well, fuck, man, everybody's kind of on the same page. That is a fallacy. You have to recognize it as one, as long as it is like the entirety of the argument. So if you're pointing to something that is generally good and generally well accepted, like if I'm talking about like, the majority of scientists agree on the Big Bang or the evolution model or whatever like this, like that, if that was the only thing that I said, and I was like, I know this is true because a lot of scientists say it's true, then that would be a fallacy. But if I use that as part of the whole thing, then that would be something. And the key to when I say it's part of the whole thing is that there is actually other real evidence that's pointing in this direction. So lots of people have an intuition of a God. Great. Lots of people have intuition about spirits as well. Lots of people have intuitions about fairies and goblins and brownies and evil little creatures that hide your trinkets at night. So lots of people have intuitions about lots of things. There's lots of folklore that blends across cultures. If all you have is lots of people have intuition about this, you're going to be believing in a lot of weird shit. But if that's part of something bigger, I would love to hear it.
Okay. Yeah. No. I appreciate that. I think that I was trying to start it off with a simple question because you guys obviously are much more experienced in this arena than me, and so I'm just wanted to hear like what you had to say about that, and I would agree. I think so. I'm still doing some thinking on that,
Mhm.
but everything that you guys said makes sense
Cool.
to me. But uh, if I could get into my next question, then, um, which is for me a little bit harder to ponder, which is this idea of like ultimate meaning and purpose, because I have a
Mm.
hard time wrapping my head around like why the universe would order itself together in such a way that manifests us without there being some kind of ultimate purpose behind it, I guess I'll say, just because reality seems so like hyper specific, like why us, why in this form, why in this way,
Mm.
uh, kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, sorry. Do you mean by why in this form? Like, why did humans evolve the way we have?
Um, yeah, I guess so. That's a good question. Sorry, I should clarify. I think maybe I shouldn't say why in this form, but maybe like why like these laws of physics that would uh, allow us to like I guess just why these specific laws of physics may be a more accurate way of putting it.
Yeah. So this is super common. One whenever people talk about this stuff, it's well, the laws of physics seem so finely tuned, and the thing is, if they were indeed finely tuned, quote quote, in a different way, if the laws of physics were different, you would not either you would not be here to know the difference because they would not have made the universe the way that it is, or you would be asking the exact same question about that particular set of physics. And so, like at the end of the day, this argument it relies on assuming that this is the only way that the universe could possibly be, having no other universes or other physical laws to compare it to, or to judge it against, or to juxtapose it to, and you can't do any of those things. You are just looking at the world around you right now and saying, "Oh, well, clearly it has to be this way." When you don't know that, nor do you have any way to test that. It kind of sounds a little bit like the. Are you familiar with the puddle analogy from Douglas Adams?
Um, oh man, I've probably heard it before, but yeah, go ahead and I probably forgot it.
Yeah, simply put, it's that a puddle wakes up and looks around and says, "Oh, look, there's this area of the ground was perfectly carved out for me. I fit so perfectly in this, not a single molecule of water out of place. I am perfectly, just designed for this shape of the ground. The ground is perfectly designed for me. Clearly, God has made this area for me to exist in." And the obvious,
Mm,
answer to that is if the hole in the ground was shaped differently, the puddle would be shaped differently. If it was a different temperature, if it hadn't rained recently, the puddle wouldn't be there at all. And so we look at ourselves and we're like, oh my goodness, the universe is so perfect all around us. And it was just perfect to make us just the way that we are. And all these things. When the reality is we evolved in this universe. We evolved on this planet. According to the selection pressures of this planet and the forces acting around us, we adapted to them. They were not constructed around us. We are the afterthought. And if the planet or the universe or the laws of physics themselves had been different, we would also be different, or we would not be here at all.
mm. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think.
Just you're putting the cart before
Oh
the
man.
horse, which again is a very, very, very common thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I appreciate that. I think what I might be doing is maybe I don't know. I might be like putting this like inserting this purpose into the equation that I think it might be confusing me because I think like I would agree with you that with that whole like puddle analogy thing, not necessarily that like that this universe is like special. These laws of physics are special. It's just kind of what led to there being the outcome that there is, and that's kind of all there is to it.
Yeah,
Um, I think so that you would like that's kind of a correct summation of that. You say
yeah, yeah. The
so.
laws of the universe created the universe as it is. The laws of nature created us
Yeah.
as we are. If any of these things had been different, we would have been different, or we would not be here. And so looking at us
Right.
today and trying to use us as a metric or a judge against the universe instead of the other way around, it's putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'm sorry. It's such a simple idea. I don't know why I'm like struggling with. I think it just goes back to that whole intuition thing, and like I'm trying to find purpose in like intrinsic purpose, I guess, is what I'm looking for, or what I had been looking for. Now I now I don't know because I'm obviously questioning things.
Well, if I can offer
But
a couple of things, just number
yeah,
one, you are coming out of Christianity, right?
yeah,
Okay, so you are coming from a belief system that has taught you your entire life that the entire universe, every single atom, every single molecule, every single bit of every single thing was handcrafted specially with you in mind. That you are the plan, that God made humans on purpose, and we are the highest of all of the things born to glorify him and to worship him and all this stuff. And that is what this whole fucking thing is for. Hundreds of billions of galaxies, all so that this deity can have a very special relationship with one species of ape. So coming out of that and trying to turn your entire fucking paradigm around backwards and saying, I'm not special at all and I'm just here, that it makes sense why that's difficult. It makes sense why that's, either scary or discomforting or leaves you feeling maybe a little bit abandoned or a little bit alone. Those are all very normal things to feel. What I encourage you to
yeah,
do is not say, well, I'm trying to find some purpose to replace the purpose that I have lost. And I'm trying to find some new meaning to replace the meaning that has been stripped away from me. I encourage you, as weird as it's going to feel, to embrace the idea, just for at least entertain the idea, that there is no meaning. There is no purpose. You're just fucking here. And nobody's watching. Nobody's keeping score. Nobody's minding the little deeds that you do. None of that shit. Because how fucking suffocating would it be to have a purpose? To have somebody watching over your shoulder all your life? To have a plan for everything you ever could be and everything you ever could do? To be alive purely on someone else's authority and permission? Fuck that. This is an opportunity for you to now experience freedom for the first time and to say, I'm my own person. I can do what I want to do. I can be who I want to be. I can judge this reality on my own terms, and I can decide what a good person is, and then I can be that good person. That's the real freedom that
yeah,
comes from this. And so don't replace the purpose that you've lost with some other bullshit purpose that's going to leave you just as empty and just as misguided and just as controlled as you were before. You're free now, or you have the opportunity to be free. I say seize it.
yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. I again, honestly, as silly as it sounds, I honestly have like I guess I had never truly considered that to try and think about that question about like what would it mean to live without an ultimate purpose. Honestly, I think this is the first time that I'm really thinking about that, and so I'm going to have to table that thought for now for sure. But I do appreciate that. I'm definitely going
It's
to spend
it's
some time thinking
it's
about that.
scary. It's scary, but it's worth it. I promise you.
Yeah, I believe you. When I was in my last call with Matt, I mean, this kind of ties into what he was saying, where um, he was talking about how, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Um, oh man, that's embarrassing. Well,
That happens.
yeah, yeah. But in terms of like trying to think about what it means to be alive without having that like tether, like being alive for something that is, or just being alive for something in general, um, because I guess that would imply that there's purpose to be alive for something instead of just being alive to just be alive. Um,
Mm.
so that's definitely something that I have to think about. Yeah. Um, I think I had another question here, but I don't want to use up too much of your time. I know there's probably other callers. I want to get in here, so
Well,
um, oh, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, is it a deep like question or anything, or is it something that we can potentially handle in like the next couple of minutes?
Um, well, to be truthful, I kind of lost my train of thought on that question. I should have wrote it down. I have a notepad here, but it escaped me. So, um, if I like remember it, would I be able to call back in at this same broadcast, or should I just wait another time?
It's unlikely you'll get
Uh,
back in tonight.
yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
just hit us up next week or something.
for sure. Well, look, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for kind of addressing those questions and elaborating more. And hopefully, next time we do this, I can get back in and address that other thing.
Sounds great. We look forward to it.
All
Cool.
right.
Thank you.
Take care, William.
All right. You too. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jimmy Snow. I'm the executive producer of The Line. And at night, I sneak into Matt Dillahunty's house and I trade his cereals for other cereals. He comes out and he's like, wait, these are cereals I buy, but I swear I had different cereals. Anyway, would you like to support this channel or any specific show? You can do so over on Patreon or in channel memberships. There are special tiers for special shows or for the channel at large, and it helps us expand programming as well as hopefully very soon launch it in podcast form. Now, also, if you'd like to support, you can like, you can subscribe, you can leave a comment or a super thanks, which is a special highlighted comment that you pay for. Those are fun. And, screw the algorithm, go check out something over here, I suppose. Boy, I hope I can still put those icons there, because if I can't, this is going to look really stupid. I'm going to go buy some Cocoa Puffs and switch out Matt's mini wheats now.